Hi and welcome to Spill the Tea with LLIB. I'm Cal.
And I'm Claire.
And together we founded the incredible platform that is Leading Ladies in Business, a platform that inspires and supports female business women across the globe. In this episode of Spill the Tea with LLIB, we have the beautiful Maira Azhar, brand photography.
Spill the tea on what the journey in business has been like for you so far.
So this is like the hardest question because it's been so amazing. It has been, what do you call it? It's like rocket fuel kind of craziness.
Yeah.
It's been amazing, but it's also been really, really hard as well, but like in a really good, positive way. Like I have stretched myself and I have, really discovered, like there's been on a big journey of self-discovery as well. So it's been, saying like a roller coaster it's kind of like a mild way to say it. It's completely transformed me.
Wow.
I know it's especially since this journey as a photographer started after almost like 5 years of, like this kind of like, how do you say it? I wish I could start speaking Urdu right now.
Yeah.
It's like, when you're so lost and you're like in a desert and you just try to find your way and you go in different ways and you just keep coming back and just really, really frustrated and you just become a bit of like a...
Was that before you started in business?
Yeah. But then once I started this, I can see it's changed me, it's changed my relationship with my kids, my husband, my friends. So saying that this is transforming is like a mild thing. It's really, really been a pivotal moment in my life.
So what was the Maira? Sorry, I'm desperate.
What did
Yes, the first question. I asked the little question. So what was the Maira like then before?
That's what I was going to ask.
Oh, there we go. Just let me ask it.
There were lots of Mairas. How much time do we have? I feel like there's a clock there. So I was born in Pakistan. I lived there till I was 22. And it was a different life in the sense I was a middle child. Grew up as obviously a girl in a very conservative, very traditional society. But I was always still a bit of a rebel. Like I just... Claire's funny. She's like, yeah, I kind of figured that.
It's because you've been like magnetized to us. That's why we get the rebel.
Yeah, because...
I'm a rebel. I'm very, very conformist.
Yeah, right.
Follow the rules. I'm a rule keeper. Go on, sorry.
Yeah,
anyway.
sure. We believe that.
We believe it.
So just always like struggling to do better, to do things differently, to do things my way. And then, I had a traditional father who was in the military and, like I said, very old-fashioned as well. I couldn't wear what I wanted to wear. I couldn't... Walking down a street, you would get harassed sometimes, every time actually. You were kind of told what to study and, where to go and what kind of friends to have. And it was like a very sort of rigid life that way.
Sounds like somebody else was creating your life,
Yeah.
like your story for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody around me was like that, Everybody was like, yeah, you just, you go to, university, which, your family would decide. You would get married, you'd have babies, and that would be the end of it, And I was like, no, it's not going to happen. So that it was. I was always like on this sort of alert, like and you get out and do something and be someone. And I left Pakistan to study for my master's at UCL London in sustainability. And the minute I landed, I started looking for jobs because as somebody with a Pakistani passport, that's the most important thing, to get a job, to land like a resident permit, and then you can stay here because the other side was go back and get married. And I'm like really divulging a lot, but my mother had started showing me all these men, for arranged marriage.
Wow.
There had been like 25 or 30 men who'd come to her house and you kind of like been paraded in front of them, and you had to choose. And I was like, I'm not going to choose.
Oh gosh.
I don't want to get married. I want a career, I want a job. So
How did they react to that? Because you are, this is what I want, this is,
Yeah.
I can imagine that to have been not the Maira who's sitting in front of us now, maybe a little bit more sheepish to your parents, or?
Well, it was the same Maira, but it was like you had to swallow what you wanted to say.
Of course.
And be quiet and then still do something your own way. You could never kind of say no to someone, to my parents' face or to my family's face. But it was, so you had to like look for plan B, which was to leave the country, find a job, settle somewhere else so that you could be free to do whatever you want to marry somebody, to choose your own career, to do anything that you wanted to. So that's always you kind of like, you're always thinking about, right, what do I need to do? So I came to England, worked my bum off, got a job, and then the recession hit. So then again, it was just like, okay, I have to go back to Pakistan. No, I don't want to do that. So I got a job in Dubai, moved there, and then the recession hit Dubai as well. Wow. I know. So it was like, so you had to work like 20 hours a day, every single day to survive that. So it was like a survival mode for a very long time. And then another Maira happened when I got married and I had kids, because I lost a huge part of me then, because I decided not to work because the work was just so intense that you couldn't have kids at the same time.
Yeah. So did you meet your husband over in Dubai?
In Doha then. So I'd moved to Doha by then.
Right.
So I actually met him 20 years before in college, but we went at different paths. And then it was like one Facebook message. It was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, ooh.
What's up? What's up?
I know. And I was like, where is he coming? Like ghost from the past. But then it was a different mind with like children and moving countries and losing a huge part of myself, who I was. But then another Maira happened when I met my like a business mentor, and she pulled me out. And when you think about when the student is ready, the teacher appears or something like that. That's kind of what happened. And that's when I started my photography journey. And so it's been like lots of like ups and downs that way.
Wow.
I feel like I don't want to ask anything. Like,
I know that was like a very long-winded answer, but
it's a lot.
No,
You've been through a lot. Like that
it's-
journey is incredible, and I 100% resonate with losing yourself when obviously you had your children and giving so much of yourself away. We do that as mothers, as women, and
because
again,
because I guess it's a little bit different because when you come to a different country. So I was sponsored by my husband, and even in Doha, I didn't have an official existence in a way. I didn't have a bank account. I didn't have like a postcode or anything. I wasn't on any of the utility bills. I couldn't prove I actually lived. But when I came here as well, I was sponsored, which meant getting a license was really hard. Getting a job was really hard. Doing anything was really, really hard. So you just like, you know what? Okay, I'll just stick back.
Yeah.
And you just kind of go back in the shadows a bit more and more and more. And
there's only so much that you can give. There's only so much push. There's only so much energy that we have. And sometimes it's about, choosing your battles as well.
Yeah.
So if you took a step back, it's great that you've came out and you are who you are now and you're just unstoppable. And it's incredible. And I can't ever imagine you to be in the shadows.
Oh, I don't know why I let myself do that.
I think there's only so much fight when you're coming up against obstacle after obstacle and barrier after barrier. Yeah. And when you are told repeatedly that you are not, like, you don't even exist, that that your existence has to do with whether a man brings you into existence or not, that is... There must only be so much that you can fight against that before you have to retreat back to the shadows to build up that confidence again and to build up that self-belief again.
100%.
And I think that's just testament to your resilience. The amount that you've overcome.
Thank you.
It just shows how resilient and powerful you are.
How did everyone else react? Because I'm thinking maybe a little bit of fear, worry, you know, when our families are fearful, sometimes that can hold us back as well.
Yeah.
How did everyone react to this new change?
So, again, growing up, it was always like you go for like a 9-to-5 job or a corporate job or something. And even then I started saying I want to do sustainability. And they're like, what? What is that? You know? And then when I started photography, I guess I just gotten like so fed up of listening to everybody else.
Yeah.
I remember this one point in my life where I was living in Helsby, and I didn't have a car, and my husband had taken the car to work, and I had 2 small kids, 2 under 2, clinging to me, and I know, and I was like, I didn't have any friends, I didn't know anybody, I didn't have any financial independence, and I was like, how did I become from that person who was working in Dubai and was traveling, and I was like scuba diving, and I was just like doing all these crazy things to this person? Why did I let somebody else take that from me? I could, I need that back. And that was like, I was like, after that, I didn't care anymore about what anybody thought. And I had a lot of support from my husband, where it was like, it's me, this is me. If I don't do this for myself, nobody else will. That's it.
Yeah. It's strange, isn't it? My children are 16 months apart as well. So at one point I had 2 under 2.
Yeah.
And I look back at pictures of them at that age now and wonder how I ever got through that point in my life. And I also remember a day vividly walking through the park with my Labrador. No, you've got a dog as well. With my Labrador and the 2 kids in a double buggy. And I was thinking, to the outside world, it looks like I've got everything. And I have never been so lonely in my whole life. Like, it was,
Gal, you nailed it. Exactly that.
It was, the loneliness was on another level.
Yeah.
You know, even though I had friends, I was the youngest of all my friends to have children. So all of a sudden I very quickly became the flaky one, the one who, couldn't go out on nights out anymore. I had a house and 2 children by 24, I think it was, 25. And I know that's not particularly old, but I lost a lot of friends at that time.
100%. 100%. And I think that's what I find in leading ladies, is that I've made friends.
Yeah.
It's not about business to me. It's not about referrals or this or that. To me, it's about friends and finding your tribe, and you're not lonely anymore because people understand you and they're there for you, So that's, I think that's another factor, that it's networks like these that pull the women out and really show them for who they are, and they're unstoppable. Like, just...
Yeah, it's magic, isn't
it?
No, don't do that, because then I'll cry, and then Kat will cry, and then we haven't got a tissue
a lot of mascara.
inside. Yeah, just shake it up.
Yeah,
shake it up. Okay, so it's pretty deep. It's a pretty deep conversation. Who's been who's made the most influence on you then? Would you say, like, who's been? I know you mentioned the teacher before.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest influence?
Yeah. I know I'm not like saying this just because I'm sitting here, but Claire, you have.
Oh,
yeah, really.
That's the tissues.
And I think the reason is because every time I speak to you, I'm like, I stand up a little bit taller, and I'm like, yes, we can. She does do that, right?
Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys.
And I love the fact, like, she's so full of ideas, and then the next week it's implemented. It's done, it's there.
Yeah.
I love
That's
that.
a struggle as well.
Yeah.
When I get that phone call that says, I've had an idea, I go,
I love that. Yeah. I love that. You would think she's just saying this in passing, but it's not.
Oh no, it's like a reality.
It's already there.
So
Yeah.
I've changed the website and I've sorted that out. So,
yeah. So I love that. And I know that you don't do it for the money at all. You do it because of this deep, deep desire in you to help other people.
100%.
And that's what's really inspiring to me. So.
Well, I was actually thinking, when you said that, I was praying that you were going to say yourself.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's really sweet. But I think that it kind of goes on to the next question. And I know I'm like jumping there, but it's like our my biggest challenge is myself as well.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
Jill said as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
It's like you doubt yourself. And the reason I think you're really inspiring is because one challenge that I face is that not taking action.
Yeah.
And the reason you're inspiring is because you take action. You just get it done. You don't care like what everybody else thinks, or you're gonna make it happen. And if it doesn't work, then you pivot and then you move on to something else. And I think that
Someone grab my laptop. I'm really, really motivated. The website changes.
At the end of the day, it's done. So I think that's why I haven't said myself, because I still feel like there's so much work that needs to be done, and we should always be learning.
And I think you do need other people to look to and to look up to and to be inspired by, don't you? So
100%.
that you can continue on that growth journey yourself.
Yeah. It's what you I'm saying it all wrong, all the idioms and phrases, I'm just saying it all wrong, but you stand on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah.
Is that what you say?
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Love
You know?
that.
So you're the giant, and we're all standing on your shoulder, and then there's another giant, and then there's another, and there's another. And you carry on.
And it's so funny, isn't it? Because you just even saying that, like, this platform gives me that. Like, everyone who, like last night at Judy's networking event, it's about the room, isn't it? It's about the woman behind the business who it's just one conversation, and just that relatability of it's not always going to go well. Like, it's not always going to be what we see on social media. And, it's about the struggles and honesty and just being honest. So, but I do think you should, like, I know you said one of your biggest challenge is yourself.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for you, you would not be sitting here on that couch. You did that. I've had people pull me out of places that I've just, not bars, pull me out of places
So where is
that
this going?
I just didn't want to do anything. Yeah. Kel does it daily. We did it on the drive here. I think I went on for about half an hour about everything that was going wrong. And it just takes one thing to lift that. Yeah. So if it wasn't for you doing that for yourself, there was nobody else there except your husband, who is amazing.
Yeah.
Who was going to do that for you? Who was going to pull you out? Yeah. You got out and pulled yourself out. So what about the challenges then? So in business, what challenges do you feel, this is really hard?
Yeah. I think, so there are two types of challenges. One is like the internal one, like we were just saying that, I feel like we should put out Taylor Swift's song. It's me and the problem. It's me.
Absolutely.
And it really is, because we put these blocks in our ways, and it's all about the mindset. So that's definitely there, and I'm always trying to overcome that. But I think the other challenge in terms of businesses as well is that I work with so many amazing women, but sometimes when I go onto the website, there's not a single image of them. They sometimes don't even have the name on there. And it's so hard to convince women that if you're not there, like we were saying, if you don't talk about your own business, nobody else will. You got to put yourself out there, and you need to stand up, and it's not easy. It's really hard. I think Claire, you and I were talking about it at the Cheshire event a couple of weeks ago, where visibility is such a hard thing for so many people at so many different levels. But if we don't make ourselves visible, who will?
Absolutely.
Isn't it? And I think I've struggled a lot with visibility myself, because I remember when I first started my photography business, I was at this networking event in Chester, and I was in a room, and it was full of amazing women, and I kept thinking, I'm the only woman here with an accent, with the color of my skin, who is so new, doesn't know what she's doing. I'm so different from everybody. And when I stand there and I talk, would people judge me? Would people look at me and say, and then you have to shut the demons down and say, no, you need to be out there, because if you don't do it, then who will? And we're always doubting ourselves, and you just gotta really, push yourself out
And
there.
as
I'm gonna
women,
break
we're
something.
not judging anybody except ourselves in that room.
Yeah.
So every woman who you were standing next to was probably standing there thinking exactly the same thing about something that was different about
Too
her.
fat.
Yeah.
Too much root.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honestly, I think,
Exactly.
Too much double chin.
Yeah.
Like, honestly,
I feel like we're so narcissistic like that, isn't it?
Honestly,
We're just constantly thinking, what will people think? People don't think, they're probably thinking, like, what to make for dinner. Or,
Or even our accents, sometimes I'll think, oh my goodness me, like I'm not listening to myself again.
I love your accents.
You know, it's so hard.
I love
But
them.
then we could say the same to you, but you just never think it yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that is definitely a challenge, and I think it's a challenge a lot of women do face.
Yeah.
How did you, or what's your technique? Because I'm hearing you're helping women with their brand and their image. It sounds like there's a little bit of you. Like you can see a little bit of yourself when you went into the shadow and you didn't want to be seen.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's why you work with women and you want them to step into the light?
Absolutely, 100%. I remember one of my first clients, she's amazing. She's so incredible. And she came to me, she's like, I know it's important, I need to put myself up there, but I'm really insecure about a few things. What can we do? So what I do is I really get to know the woman behind the business, like really create that connection. So you won't see me just walking in for the first time with a camera. No. I will find out everything about you. I will become your best friend, I will find out what your dog likes to eat, It's just like, because I'm building a relationship with them,
100%.
And once you do, and they know that I'm on their side, I'm on their team, and I'm helping them, and I'm giving them that boost of confidence, then the world's their oyster. All those insecurities don't matter anymore because you've got your people, you've got your support, and so that's what I love doing. It's not just the camera. Yes, I love taking pictures, but it's getting to know the women first and really building that connection with them.
Amazing.
So what goals are you pursuing right now in business or personal life that you can share with us?
Yeah, so personal wise, I've got lots of goals. Like I want to skydive. I want to hit like 60 countries in the next 3 years.
How many countries?
60.
I've done 40, so maybe 20. I don't know. I think maybe pushing.
I thought it was going to be like 60 countries, countries, but you've done 40. You want to do another 20.
Yes.
40.
So maybe.
That's well travelled. Where's your favourite out of those 40?
I think it's got to be Jordan.
Amazing.
Really?
It's so beautiful. So many things, like from the Roman ruins to the biblical stories to the Wadi of Rum, the Bedouins. It's got everything. Definitely recommend it. And
Lee
people are
spent some
so
time
lovely.
in Jordan. Lee so when Lee spent some time somewhere, he'll go to me like, I don't think you'd like it there though, babe. So I'm like, maybe like to see for myself. And he goes, no, there's plenty of other places we can see. I'm like,
No. Jordan. Absolutely beautiful. I think, definitely.
Definitely put it on our list.
We need to get Julie to make us an itinerary.
We do.
Next retreat
a
could
bucket
be in
list.
Jordan.
I love that. Perfect. So you want to travel to 20 more countries.
So so just and also like health goals as well. I just feel like I know it's like if we don't have a health, you just feel so low, like mental and physical health. And as women, we always put our kids first, our husband first, other people first. And I've had a few wake up calls. I know I'm again telling a lot, but I have this thing called plantar fasciitis. So on the
it's
foot.
agony. I have it.
You have it?
Yeah. Oh my God, the worst
Isn't
pain
it?
you will ever experience.
Right?
Honestly,
Yes.
I'd rather go through a cesarean than
I
have
know,
that
me too.
daily pain.
Well, people
every
don't
time
know
you
about
stand.
it. People think it's
I know.
nothing.
Have you
you know?
tried everything?
I've had surgery over it.
Really? I've not had the surgery
They cut
yet.
the
but
thing, and like I've had cortisone injections, you name it.
Oh, it is so
So
painful.
I feel like there are things like these where just like you really treasure and you cherish good health after that because you can't walk.
No, I'm like an elderly lady getting out of, like,
know,
if
me
I
too.
even stand up or anything, I'm like,
I know. People think I'm pregnant
Yeah.
because I'm like wandering over
first
places.
thing in the morning, it's
Yes.
like, I have to get
Yes.
up to go to the toilet
Well,
in the
I was
middle of the
feeling
night.
really, really left out of this conversation, but now I'm okay with it.
We will exchange notes. Yeah.
No, I'm absolutely
my
fine with not
word.
being involved in this conversation. I do
Plantar
not want to
fasciitis,
experience
I
the
know.
cutting
It
of a
is.
leg or anything
I know.
like that.
It is intense. But things like these where you're like, you really, really want to cherish your goals. And professionally, I want to create a program for women to build their visibility and their confidence. And I'm going to hold myself accountable by coming and saying this year that I'm going to do it in October and I'm going to launch it. And I really, really hope that through this program, a lot of women can really have that, how do I find the words to say it? I really want them to come forward and step into their light, And
I think you said it.
Yeah. Step into the light.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And that'll happen because now you've just said it.
Yes.
We're going to crop this podcast and just keep sending you it every single day. Just a little bit of, I am going to, and you mentioned October. So we've got all
I
the
did.
evidence.
It's like almost a smart goal, isn't it?
Yes.
Incredible. Amazing. Okay. So this has been a great conversation. But we're going to end the
hardest
conversation.
questions coming up, isn't it?
Just remember who your biggest influence is.
Oh,
I need to then, compensate that.
You can have it.
So we have a closing tradition on Spill the Tea with LLIB where our guest shares how they would make myself and Cal a cup of tea.
Do you know, I was thinking a lot about this.
A lot of people do, believe it or
I know.
not.
I was on the train and I was just like, what will I say?
Not how do I do it? What will I say?
I know. That's the pressure. Yeah. And I was thinking about the time when I would make tea for my parents. So you would just boil the water, of course, put the tea bag in, and then you do what this thing is called dum. You put it on dum, which basically means you cover it and you let it brew for a bit. And then you kind of give a choice to people so people can add anything they want, from cardamom to milk to coconut sugar to whatever they want. And that's how I'd make it.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Does it have a tea
No,
bag?
I feel like you skated right round the outside there, Maira, so you didn't have to commit
Didn't
to...
answer at all, did she?
No.
It's like, I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to...
fit, by the way.
Yeah.
You would rather do the coffin fit than answer the question as well.
This is real. I think I'm going to say with Cal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've got tears now.
It's okay. So am I.
No, I think I would take it out, but I'd give a choice to people, like have a little thing so that they can put it in there. I know.
I'm okay. Okay, I'm okay.
I'm the bad loser. You genuinely don't have to cry real tears.
I know. Actually, can you see that?
It's almost not a win for me, Maira, because you're sitting here crying because you've offended Claire so badly. So I can't even add that to the scoreboard. You've taken all the joy out of my win.
Too much pressure.
It's all right, Maira. The podcast is ended. We sorted it.
Get back in the shadows.
Okay, you and Claire have a hug it out, and I'll go and drink some tea.
I love that. Well, there you go. An incredible talk. I think you as a woman, as a friend, as a mother, as a wife, you're just amazing. And you do something to a room. I don't even know what the word is, but when you enter a room, that energy just flows through us, and we are so grateful for your friendship and for everything that you do for us.
I mean, you have supported me so much. Like I don't have the words. I just have tears.
Yeah, me too, Maira. Me too.
Accept the tears. Amazing.
I love it.
So thank you so much for being an amazing guest.
Thank you for having me.